on the monthly, we can see we're still above that previous month's high, still above that previous month's close. So the market is still getting that continuation. We're still looking at the market one time framing higher on a monthly basis. And we're still looking at the momentum players in control of the market. Now, like we've said, right, that 48.20 is going to be a very key level. Should the market get below that, we can kind of expect maybe a little bit more downside. But until we get below that, we kind of expect the momentum to continue here. And we also kind of expect anyone that's short in this previous month, the longer that we spend above this 48.20, the more likely it is that they're going to have to cover positions, right? So even longer term swing traders that trade from monthly expiration to monthly expiration, they're going to be kind of forced to cover or roll their positions higher, which causes the market, causes them to buy positions back, which causes the market to trade higher. Now, like we said, we do have some earnings this week, which may cause a little bit of a shakeup. We take a peek at our calendar here. You can see we get Netflix today, right? So Netflix should be a pretty decent earnings. If we take a peek at the Netflix chart real quick, we can see on the monthly basis it is also one time framing up, but it has come back inside of its range, of its previous month's range. And we can see their earnings are aftermarket. Yeah, aftermarket today. So we should get some information on Netflix going forward. So we'll definitely want to check on this tomorrow before the market opens up and see kind of how that played out. We'll have to take a peek at an after hours chart, obviously, because the market comes out after, or the earnings come out after the market closes. On a weekly basis, we're continuing to one time frame up for the fourth week in a row here. We're above that previous week's close, which was 48.69.5, right? That's going to be a key level today. The market traded just below that yesterday, or maybe it didn't actually. No, I don't think it did. 48.73.5 was the low of this week so far. So still trading above that, still trading above our 48.63 equilibrium. So the market continues to remain in a bullish posture. On the daily, we got a +4 bar, a divergent +4 bar, right, where the close is actually lower than the open, but still all data points are above their previous day's data points. So momentum's still kind of in control, but it seemed like yesterday they had either taken a breather or taken a little bit of a break, took a little bit of profit. We'll see that when we look at the profile here to give us a little bit more insight. Now, if we do a little bit of review from yesterday, really we do have this kind of solid V shape. A period opens up, we get higher, and then the market liquidates for the rest of the day, kind of forming this 45-degree angle off of the low. And then you can see kind of continuation in the overnight. We get a little bit of 45-degree angle. We're trading back up towards that value area high. Now, going into today, and remember, this is going to be switched here to our weekly +4. And our settle from yesterday was 48.81. So going into today, it looks like it's going to be play number 1. We're going to be opening inside value. We still have some time, right? So there's still opportunity to be up here or be down here. You never know what's going to happen. No real news on the docket today. Some Richmond Fed manufacturing at 10. I don't know how much of a mover that's going to be. You can see most of the volume here. And I put in this lower distribution. There was an upper distribution early in the morning. And that's going to be kind of the key. If this breakout wants to continue, then I have to find acceptance above these higher prices. So if we're looking for play number one here, and we break this value area high, that 48.88 quarter, which is basically where we saw the liquidation from, mechanically yesterday. And should we get that again today, or a liquidation around that same spot, like this 88 to 90, it'll be looking really to kind of play off this settle and get long off of this settle, off of like 83 to 81 is kind of the level that I'll be looking at. If we pop up above this 90 and there's no offer, then I think we do trade back up to this upper distribution, not much higher, 93, 95. But then that's what we'll be looking for bids. And if there's bids there, then I think we do take up to that 4,900. And so that's going to be kind of the make or break point. Yesterday's value area was fairly narrow. We got about like 10 points yesterday, so fairly narrow value area yesterday, kind of letting us know that today we want to be cautious with our trades. We shouldn't be risking more than 2 to 3 points probably, and taking our profits when they're presented, especially on another day where we have no news. We could just see the market trade sideways. One thing that's helpful is we had a +4 day yesterday, so we know we don't want to be short below this settle. Below this settle probably comes down, visits these 74, 73 levels, maybe even that 70, and then we've got our weekly +4, which is basically our backstop. Below that, you get probably more significant liquidation that takes you down into some of these single prints and towards that 59 area. So that'll be kind of the key today is the market going to be able to hold these higher prices, hold this upper distribution, and will it be able to get accepted in that little distribution from yesterday and continue to gain higher prices? I remember yesterday we had a poor high, and that is kind of an indication that buying kind of just shut off up here. So not necessarily new selling, it's just nobody was selling, and then you see all the buyers that were in just start liquidating, and that causes the downside move. So that'll be something definitely to pay attention to today as well. Let's say the reverse. If the market doesn't break this value area high and instead breaks the value area low first, well, we're kind of playing the same thing. You're going to be tight here, this 80 to 81, right? Because we know above this 81, that settle, there's going to be some probable short covering of shorts, especially just because the overall tone of the market. But if we do break that value area low first and we start to see some offers right around here, this Globex point of control, I think there is some opportunity to trade down there from 79 down to that 74, 73, and then possibly towards that 69.50. So you're looking at a pretty decent trade there with minimal risk. You can kind of see this distribution, and this is a longer term volume profile, but you just want to be very cautious. I think inside here we probably get very choppy. We probably look to probably not trade inside there unless you're looking for that longs and they start to hold that settle up above. So it'll really be your line in the sand today, that close from yesterday. And that's kind of what I'll be looking to play off of. Today would probably be a better day to just wait until B period opens up. No need to force this early. I think we'll get a lot of back and forth and a lot of chop, especially with the big earnings coming out today, and those kind of set the tone. And then really the big tone of the week is going to be Friday with PCE, which is what I think the Fed really pays attention to, and will be what I'm waiting for. But other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure that you're managing risk and sticking to your trade plan, and I will see you guys tomorrow.